Okay, so I decided to upcycle this old cutting board, and just so you can see some of my Missy Arts and Crafts table real quick before I get started. Okay, so I decided to recycle or upcycle this old cutting board, and just so you can see some of my Missy Arts and Crafts table. All right, let's get started. Just so you can see a few things that I have made in the recent past. That's just a wall art. I love horses, as you can see, in driftwood. I made these also, and these shelves. I made these shelves too. That's one of my favorite ones. And that's one of my favorite light fixtures. I didn't make it. Towel holders. And this is driftwood art, where I added the artificial plants to them. So I have to decide what I want to make here. If I'm going to put hooks or knobs, and if I want to paint and stencil or not. So I have a lot of things all the time laying around already to make projects. So, but you can look around your house, you probably have things you don't even realize you have that you can upcycle into a project. Okay, so I decided to go with something really simple, farmhouse stencil and a couple of knobs. First, I do have to put a D-ring on the back, so let's do that first. So I decided to go with the larger size D-ring, since this is a fairly heavy piece of wood, and you can see the back of it has been used for other things. So I'm gonna just use my little screwdriver and drill and put those in real quick. Okay, so I've got those attached now in the back. You always want to make sure they're even so that your item hangs even on the wall. So I've marked the center of the board so I can center my stencil and decide where to place the hooks that I want to put on here. And then I will do my stencil and then attach them after. So I've got my stencils taped to my board and a little bit of paint and my stenciling brush. So when you stencil, you don't load a lot of paint because you don't want it to get all under the edges of the stencil. But, you know, just give it a try. So I'm going to go ahead and start stenciling my paint on here. You can see I've used a lot of different colors on the stencil. They're obviously reusable. I just wash them when I get done. Okay, be back in a minute. Okay, so now I've stenciled my paint a couple of coats. Didn't take me but a few minutes. And after I pull off the stencils, if the edges aren't as clean as I want them to be, I will go around and freehand the edges anyway, which I like to outline them in an alternate color. So I'm going to go ahead and peel them off. I didn't like the way the stencil turned out, so I decided to go ahead and outline it. So I've outlined my stencil and added 2 copper hooks, and I'm trying to decide if I want to add any sparkly stuff to it. Okay, so I added my towel racks, and I've decided I'm not going to add any sparkle to it right now. And if I wanted to, you know, stain it or put a coat on top, I could, but I'm going to leave it as is for now, more natural. Alrighty, thanks. A few other things that I've made. The wood box, the decor on the wall, and this. I also made these, and that's the sparkle I was talking about, maybe adding on to that other one that we just did.